Evening, guys. We're all out here looking at the alfalfa, just seeing how it dried. We were at the zoo today, just got back home, and we're just kind of going through and we're just admiring how well it smells. It's just so good, isn't it, Penelope? What do you think about the smell, Cade? Does it smell good? Where are you going? Okay, they're gonna play out here a little bit. It's dried pretty well on top. Still fairly green on the bottom, but what we're gonna do is tomorrow morning, we're not gonna ted this. We're just gonna come out here and we're gonna rake it tomorrow morning when there's still a little bit of dew on. Flip that up and it'll have all day tomorrow to dry. Hoping we'll bale tomorrow, later in the day. So we'll see how that dries. I haven't even looked at the backfield, but I know it's dry because it was almost basically dry yesterday when I tedded it. So we'll be baling that ridge back there tomorrow. Well, we'll be raking it and baling it. This here will be raking and hopefully baling. We've got somebody coming to get 300 bales out of the field, and I'm gonna ted the rest of that out there that I just cut yesterday. Morning, everybody. Morning, Ginge. Okay, real quick. Oh yeah. The dew is still fairly heavy, so I don't want to rake yet. But I can ted that grass that I cut the other evening. So we are gonna go ahead and unhook the disc line. The simple reason, I'm just giving it a little bit more time to dry off. I'm not real big on even tedding with much dew on because there's dew on the ground, on the grass. Where you flip that hay up and it lands on a new area that has dew on it. Now that has trouble drying because now you've covered it up. So I don't want to get in too big a hurry and cause some issues. So I'm going ahead and unhooking this while I'm letting a little bit of more dew dry off. As you can see, the tires are fairly wet. Bam! Unhooked. Hey, old girl. Alright guys, it's still really wet. I don't know whether I should stop and wait or go ahead and ted. The dew really screws us up here, I can tell you that. The humidity has dropped. It's not as bad as it normally would be, but it really sets you back whenever you got to sit and twiddle your thumbs for 2 or 3 hours. I think I'm gonna go ahead and ted. Alright guys, just finished up this end back here in the back towards the woods, between the ridge that I mowed first and the woods. And I'm just gonna look and see the job that it's doing, show it to you guys, show you a little bit of this hay, because I know I didn't get to show a lot of it when I was cutting it. This hay is very deceiving. None of it was really tall. Now, where it was really good, it was fairly tall, but nothing like my established orchard grass. There are areas, lower areas, where it's all but died out. I shouldn't say all but died out. The grass is there, I could see it, but it's only like 6 inches tall, so there's basically nothing there. You can see those low spots down there. But then up here, this is very thick. I mean, it don't look thicker than that, but this may make just as much hay as that does. The tedder spreads out a lot better where it's thicker. It's a little bit taller grass. Where it's really short, it leaves it in the windrow. It's like right here, I don't really need to ted this. Got the rake hooked up to the tractor. Just gonna wait for it to dry off a little bit. Then I'm gonna rake the alfalfa first, so I can have a little bit more time to dry. I haven't tedded it. We're gonna try it. I'm gonna rake it. That'll roll that stuff up so it can dry what was on the bottom. Then we're gonna go rake the backfield. Let's get this alfalfa raked, and we're gonna go back and rake that. Then we're going to go in and get us a drink and let things dry. May go visit my mom while I'm waiting for things to dry, and then we'll get started baling, guys. I'm having more trouble with this rake than I ever have. So this is, last year it raked it, I maybe clogged up once. That was just where I brought in a big clump from the end of a windrow or something. Basically I haven't done anything without being clogged up yet. I've only got 2 windrows, that one and this one. And you can see how nasty they look. Big old ball there. It was rough. We got it raked, kind of. I got areas like this here. It ain't worth crap. I'll have to bale, and after they pick that up, I'll have to come back out here and re-rake and bale again. But our massive windrows. It's the most trouble I've ever had with that rake. Because it's really thick, also, I think part of it is due to the orchard grass being so tall. The orchard grass was between shoulder and head high on me. I'm not a really tall guy, I'm 5'8", so it was probably 5.5 feet tall. Windrows are gonna be too wide for the 326, but we're just gonna have to do what we can. One thing about it, not gonna have any trouble keeping the pickup full. Just the opposite problem as up at the house in the alfalfa field. But we're gonna let this sit and dry just a little bit. It's pretty well dry, but you know, anytime you flip that stuff up from the bottom, it'll undoubtedly you'll find a green chunk here or there, and you know, it might just be just a little bit tough. So we're gonna let her sit for a little bit. All right, guys, leaving mom and dad's now. Visit with mom a little bit, dropped off the quarter turn chute for dad, and I think he's not baling his hay till tomorrow, so that'll probably be good. I'm gonna check the weather, make sure everything's good, and we'll bale this first little bit of mine today. Then tomorrow we'll bale dad's, and then Friday we'll bale the rest of mine. Hopefully. Bale's greased up. I'm gonna go check the alfalfa. I'm gonna grab me a ball of twine here. All right, guys. So here's some of that new twine. You can see the difference in size here, and the big difference in height. It's a good thing they do it like that, because if they tried to keep them the same height but made them larger around, it wouldn't really fit in here too well. But it fits really, really good the way it is. So I'm really, really happy so far. This will be the first time I've used this newer twine. So we'll see. I'm gonna go check the alfalfa. Hopefully it's ready. We'll see. Here we are. I was concerned about it not getting dry, but it had flipped over on the bottom. But we're dry. Still got good color in it. You guys can even, I don't even know what the camera's picking up here, how well you guys can see that. But they're crispy, but you can smash them and they don't just crumble up to 1,000 pieces. So that's perfect. Now take note as I'm baling here, the size of these windrows, and stay tuned, because because later in this video, we're gonna have probably some of the largest windrows you've ever seen baled with a small square baler. I'm not saying they're the largest, and I'm not saying they're the largest ever, but you don't really want windrows as big as what I'm gonna be baling for a small square baler. Now for a large square baler or a big round baler, that's different. The only problem there is you gotta drive over it. You gotta have a setup to be able to drive over these windrows, I can tell you that. I'm glad I don't have a Massey right now. The field, start her up, trip it. I got a little bit of hay in there, so I don't want to mix that hay with this good alfalfa. And set the pressure close to where I think it needs to be, and then we'll just have to check it periodically here. I got the counter set on 999, not 9999, 4 nines. The biggest number it'll go, and then whenever I trip that, that'll set that to 0, and we'll be off to the races. There she goes. Let's crank her up. And we'll go trip it and check everything out. Alright. Close to about what it needs, I think. Probably going to need to be a little bit more than that, actually. Let's go 260. Alright, now we're going to trip this. There we go. That's a tiny bale there. Let's see what happens here. Well, any moment now it should pop one out. I figure I get more than 1 bale per windrow. We'll see. Check this bale here and see what needs to be done here. It does need to be tightened up. See what I can do. It's pretty, you can tell right here, she's pushing down in the bale pretty good. It's just pretty dry alfalfa. You only get so much. And what I just baled is really, really thin windrows. So we're going to see what we can do here. I might try to turn these in and turn the pressure up just a little bit. You get a wrench. There's been some. They're about bottomed out, so that's about all I got. And I'm going to go 60, 70, 80, 90, 400. We're going to go up just a little bit more. It's not really doing good. But this thing here is stroked out, it just can't go anymore. So we'll see what that does. Really hoping for about 100 to 120 bales on this. Definitely not going to have no 100 bales, for sure. These are some pretty small windrows, and it's packing it in there now. This one here, I got 2 bales so far. I'm probably going to have 3 bales in this one windrow. And this is one of the nicer ones, kind of the average. All right, I'm going to check this last bale that just popped out there, and assuming it's good, we're going to bust them out. 8 bales. We've made 1 whole round, and then 2 swaths right here. We've got 8 bales. Definitely not getting 100 bales. For sure. Gosh, this is some good freaking hay though. Holy cow. That's a beautiful bale too. Look at this. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Lots of leaf. Woo-wee, she's solid too. We're gonna turn it back just a little bit. It's at about 270 right there. Let's roll. He's gonna try to come out here. Little does he know I'm gonna meet him up there where he's at. There's my helper. Big old Kate. Coming to save the day, guys. I got Kate. He's gonna make things go really nice and smooth, aren't you, Kate? You gonna tell me what I'm doing wrong? Yep, There's another bale out there. Just a baling. Shift her up. high draw shift. It's running about a little over 5 miles an hour, because I'm keeping my RPMs down a little bit lower, and I just can't make myself shift up to 5th gear, honestly. But that's probably really what it needs, as thin as this hay is. Windrow. Done with this field. I got one little piece on the end of the windrow up here that I missed. I'll get it on the way out. Okay, conked out, guys. Moment of truth. How many bales do you think we got? Oh yeah. Right where I thought, well, after I started baling, right where I thought it'd be. 56 whopping bales. And it literally just tied just as I was shutting it off. So that's perfect. We got a full bale. I don't even have to worry about kicking this out. Whenever I get back there, the same person's buying this that's buying that. There they are. Very, very few and far between. It is what it is, though. My original plan was to make this whole day into a video, way too long, so I'm splitting it up. This is going to be the end of part 1, and the next video you're going to see me bale. Well, you'll see that I have a little issue with the baler, and you're going to see me bale this really super thick stuff in the backfield, and it's probably the largest windrows I've ever baled. With a square baler for sure, with a small square baler. Possibly as big as any one I've baled with a round baler too, I don't know. This is the end of part 1. Part 2 is to come here in the next couple days. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. God bless America. Franklin County Forage out.